currently camped out in our latest build for our customer Nick. He's kindly lent us the van for the evening, so then we can take it to here, Honister Pass, and we can do a media day, capturing all of the videos and photos, everything that we need for the website, for you guys on YouTube, and also just to experience the van. You know, we've got lots of great ideas which we've implemented into this van for its usability, making it perfect for Nick and for his dog Oscar, and also just a good reminder for me as well when I'm building the vans that, you know, just because something's shiny doesn't mean that it's worth sticking in the van. So the usability of a van is really important, and days like this really help me to just keep that skill fine-tuned. So this video is going to show you what some of those ideas are that we've implemented and learned through this build, what we've done to bespoke this build for Nick, and what you can expect from us if you pick us as your builder to do a completely bespoke build which suits your needs. One of the first questions to ask when you're building a camper van is how many people do you need to seat and how many people do you need to sleep? That then determines a lot to do with the layout. In this case, there's 4 people seating and sleeping, and so we've opted to keep the triple swivel seat up front. You can turn this around and have a really nice lounging area, and it extends the openness of the van. And then as well, having the double seat up front rather than 2 captain seats allows us just to have 1 single seat in the living room area. Again, just keeping that light and open feeling to the van. This camper van has been crafted on a medium wheelbase 6 metre long Volkswagen Crafter, and even in this form factor with a fixed double bed at the back and the ability to carry 4 passengers, we've managed to keep it as open as we possibly can, and that's been achieved through the addition of a pop top for sleeping, keeping the double bench seat up front for just having 1 single seat in the back, and smart design features just throughout with the layout, so then we're not impeding sight lines to make the van feel as long and as open as we possibly can. We've also managed to fit a full-size indoor shower into this van, and in the video later on I will show you exactly how that works. Adding a pop top to the top of the camper van has its obvious benefits, including adding an extra bed, but also it's a very long bed. So for me at 6'3", I find it's very comfortable to sleep up here, being able to stretch out fully, but also having the views around this whole canvas unzips and you get a full scenic view. Adding the extra room, it's a very nice place to be, and it's a great addition to the van, not just if you need the extra bedding, but also as an alternative to the regular bed setup downstairs. The camera never quite does it justice, but I've got plenty of room to stretch fully out, with another 2 foot past the end of my feet to the end of the camper. Every van that we deliver comes with a full set of thermal blackout blinds. These magnetise to the windows of the van. During the day, the pop top is a great place to store them. The French oak worktops throughout the van with a table and the 2 worktops are absolutely beautiful. You can see the gorgeous natural patterning inside. Really nice to feel that natural product as well inside the van, and they make for a real showpiece. And on the worktops we have the sink with the chopping board which goes on top, and we have induction as well. And that's powered from quite a beefy electrical setup which we've spec'd for off-grid capabilities. So coming in and sitting in the garage just for a second, I can show you exactly what that electrical system consists of. Behind these beautiful vented doors we have the 12-volt electrical system. This is powered by a 460 amp hour lithium battery, and that is then managed by primarily a Victron system, with the star of the show being the 3000 MultiPlus-II. What this does is it takes the 12-volt electricity and converts it to 230-volt, as you can see there, for the induction hob, the water heater, and then the sockets which are inside the van. We've then also got a solar panel on the roof which comes through and charges with this unit, and then the same with the alternator charging. So when your engine's on and you're driving, you then get a charge from your engine as soon as your main battery is sufficiently charged. And then we have the SavvyVan 3 system, which is the touchscreen in the front of the van which controls all of the 12-volt switching, power management, water tanks and leveling stance. And this is the SavvyVan unit, so you can see as I've been here for a day now, we've got 82% remaining of the battery. We can turn the water heater on either through 12-volt power, or if your inverter is switched on, you can then power it through 240-volt. We've then got the option to turn your USBs on and off, the water pump, and then your fridge. And then on the Savvy tanks, you can see I've got 80% grey water, 30% of the grey waste tank is full, and by clicking that button, that opens a solenoid underneath the van, which then empties your grey waste rather than you having to go underneath the van and turn a manual valve. It's really handy that for when you're packed over a grate, rather than having to get on your hands and knees. You can just click a button up here and that'll empty it out onto the appropriate waste side. Turning the Victron 240 volt inverter system on then enables wireless charger, which also flicks up to be 230 volt charging, which is handy for me to edit all the photos. The addition of the Fiamma awning out the side when it's a little bit cloudy and rainy like today is really nice, just to give you that extension of the usable area of the van and a little bit of protection from the elements, whether that be the rain or the sun. Definitely a worthy investment. I'm back now from the Lake District. I had a very enjoyable couple of days. I made lots of notes of different things inside the van, some quality of life things, just from, you know, experiencing and actually using the van, what we could do just to improve it before we finally get it off. One of the big things was the latches. In my opinion, they just weren't up to spec. So we've replaced them with these. Much better, and for the future of the vans that we build, these are going to be the absolute standard. They're an all metal design and they're mechanically click in with a bolt underneath, as opposed to a little plastic clip which was before. We've got the Autotherm heater, which if you hold in for 2 seconds then comes on. That's 100% power. Then you can click it subsequently and turn it down in 25% increments for the amount of power that's kicking out. The idea with the diesel heater is just to try and make things as simple as we possibly can. So that's mounted underneath the van, so any kind of smells, noises and space as well is underneath the van rather than in. Now, it's a 4 kilowatt heater, so the space in here heats up in about a minute. What I tend to do is, once we've had it on for about 5 minutes, just to boot up and get going, and then turn it right down just to maintain an ambient temperature. And the button is just really simple and very intuitive, which I quite like. Additionally, the water heater that we've got also can be heated by this diesel heater. The way that the air comes into the van goes through a radiator, so you can either power the water heater through 12 volt, so directly from your leisure battery, and that takes about 30 minutes to heat from cold. You can power it through 240 volt, so once you turn your inverter on, that will heat it in about 10 minutes, and there is pretty much instant hot water with that. It's just then a continuous stream of hot water for things like the shower. You've got a slightly longer time just to wait. Or the diesel heater, that again will heat the hot water in about 15 to 20 minutes, and so if you have got that running, you can divert it, so then it's just the diesel heater is just into the boiler, or alternatively you can have heat and hot water inside the van. The reason why we have so many different ways to heat the hot water is because if you are going to be going off grid and you know you're going to have quite a few energy intensive electrical days, then having an alternative fuel source to be able to heat the hot water is going to be really important, and that's what's going to be able to stretch you out to multiple consecutive off-grid days. This of course is all bespoke, and when we've spoken to Nick, this is exactly what he specified that he wanted with the use case of the van. So I think we've managed to certainly achieve that, including induction with a big battery bank, the alternative fuel sources, and just optimizing everything that we've got available to us to stretch out those days. Power management comes from the Smart Savvy shunt. This is at 100%. Of course, I've been away for 2 days in the van and used quite an intense amount of power, but through the solar panel on top with a couple of sunny days and through the 2.5 hours driving home, we're back to 100%. I didn't see it go any lower than 75% when I was using it quite heavily, charging my laptop, using the water heater, using the induction. Really quite impressive, and of course serving the purpose that we've installed it for. Additional to that, we've got all of the lighting controls. So you can see we've separated out the driver's side cab lights from the worktop lights underneath. We've got a light outside as well, which I'll put up a picture to show you, and all of these I've got an on-off switch for easy turning on and off. And then we've also got the Savvy stance. So you can see at the moment, as we parked at the workshop as usual, the front is low. So this just really helps you get a flat and level surface once you pull up to your campsite, to make sure you're not rolling off the edge of your bed through the night due to not being level. As promised, I'm going to show you the shower. So this is Tetravan's latest product. It's the first time that we've installed one of these into our van, and we think it's an absolutely fantastic product. So folding this down, you've then got a shower pan, which is got a lovely tolerance there, if I do say so myself. And of course, you've got fantastic hardware to match, which quickly detaches and it attaches to the outdoor shower out the back. As you can see there, you've got instant water, and give it a little bit of time with the heating and you can have hot water too. And then I've already put on these magnetic hooks onto the ceiling. So these are placed at all four corners of the shower curtain. So there we go. Once all of the hooks have been attached, you've then got a double zip on the front here to give you access inside, and you've got your own little shower room. Got plenty of headroom with the pop top hatch, and then there's magnets on the bottom here just to keep them exactly where they need to be, just to give you the most amount of room, of course, but then also just to double check that any of the water that is going down is not flapping off and going into the camper van. These stay secure in the bottom of the tray. And then there is an opening just on this side, which then gives you access to your shower. I had a couple of showers whilst I was away, and they were very enjoyable. Plenty of space inside, and I found that this material is lined with a coating which dries within a couple of minutes. So by the time that I got out the shower, I dried myself off and I put my clothes on. All of these shower curtains were all dry, and they were fine to then just fold up and put away inside the shower. But of course, once the shower pan is lifted, all of the water on the system, because everything's bolt upright, then drains down and drains directly into your grey tank. So a fantastic system to have, a really flexible shower in your van whilst not taking up a huge amount of room like the traditional shower room would. There's so many different things in this van which I could pick to be my favourite. Absolutely love the awning, love the French oak worktops, love how it's all come together and has created a really nice and warm van. Massive fan that we've got an induction hob, but you can still go away for many days. And on our next van for Adam and Ellie loves to cook, and we've got a double induction hob going on this one, so you can only imagine the size of the electrical system which we're putting in here. Can't wait to show you that, so like and subscribe, follow us on Instagram so you can get daily updates, and follow us on YouTube so then you can get 2 weekly updates just at the minute. Can't wait to start that. Can't wait to show you the furniture kit. Loads and loads of stuff I could continue talking about all day, but I'll leave you now because I've got some work to do. Bye bye.